After all this time through. How are you doing out there? Life is good. We have this channel, Silly and Fun. That's the one in the green there. And then we have the channel above it, Intelligent Talk. That's the headline news. And believe me, there's nothing to talk about in the news today. I will do the show like I always do, but there's nothing there. All right? The news is kind of bland this morning. There's nothing. The editors are lazy. They're not going to work. I don't know. They get drunk. They get drunk on New Year's night. Every day is a fresh start day, so I don't know what this deal about today is. It's a calendar thing, but it's spiritually or just who you are. It's not a big deal today. It wasn't a big deal last night. It's not a big deal today. Every day is a fresh start day. You can do that, can't you? Yes, we can. So today, what are you going to do about your finances when you're in your mid to late 50s? Oh, I have a retirement account. That's what I have, by golly. I have a retirement account, and when I turn age, I don't know, 67, I will add Social Security to my retirement account, and I will retire at 67. That's what you're thinking. And the answer is you need to be making a lot of decisions, little decisions. You're going to look at them. I mean, you're going to do it anyway. That's the whole deal. You're going to look at products every single day to purchase. And you're going to figure out whether you're going to spend your money. And the answer is no. And then what will happen? Accounts will start growing and growing and growing when you do not spend your money. It's amazing how that works. In your mid to late 50s, you'll have tens of thousands, maybe 100,000, 200,000, however many dollars to live on, even if you wanted to retire right then in your mid to late 50s. All right? Now, you figure out how the math works. I'm trying not to overwhelm you with big numbers. If you figure out it's 300,000, 400,000, how many years ahead of retirement can you live on that? Right? Without touching your retirement money. Let your retirement money grow while you are I don't know, having fun, doing something you enjoy. That doesn't mean you're not working. You might be working something else that you'd really like to do and have a lot of fun at. So that's what we talk about. We talk about those thousands of decisions in your 20s, your 30s, and your 40s. That's 3 decades of your life. Consider it 3.5, 20s, 30s, 40s, and half of your 50s, and then retire in your mid to late 50s. I have a silly idea. What if you don't make a ton of money, but you were going to try to spend money anyway, like every penny of it? Instead, you save that money and you retired at age 60. That's 4 decades, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, to not spend money on things you don't need, and don't spend so much money for things you do need. Restaurants take your money. Ordering food, all those tips, that takes your money. Really good food that you don't have to order off of a menu can be made at home. Everyone I know who I show my dinners to think I eat like a freaking king, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. I don't know. Maybe I should put my dinners up online and everyone can be fascinated with how well I eat. Lots of vegetables, raw vegetables, lots of good meat, lots of good arrangements on the plate, lots of good seasonings as needed, not very many sauces. All right, all of that is less expensive eating at home than out. So you're going to make thousands of decisions, and you're going to retire in your mid to late 50s or 60, right at 60, no more than 60. And then you're going to have the time of your life until something kills you. All right, that's how that works. So we're going to look at a bunch of products today. We're going to look at a bunch of prices, and we're going to have a happy day. All right, then we'll do the headline news show, all that good stuff. Here you go. Here's the beginning of the show.
Old MacDonald retired early. Lots of smart decisions with a good price here and a good use there. Lower price here, didn't buy there. Old MacDonald lived a great life. Lots of smart decisions.
Lots of smart decisions. Look at these products. Ooh, that looks scary. Let's go to the top. I have to sit back here because if I go forward, the green screen software will mess with my hat. All right, see that? I'm leaning forward and the hat starts dissolving away. That's not good, so I have to sit back here for now. Oh, man. 40 ounces for a steel bottle. The answer is yes. As far as product, it has a big wide mouth. It's double walled steel, hot things hot, cold things cold, all that jazz. And it's over 32 ounces. If you really, really need water, you're going to take more than 32 ounces or more. So 50/50, I have another product by them, and it's really good. A double steel walled whatever thing, insulated food container. And 50/50, it's very quality, good stuff, all right? So the price, shop around for price. This is not an exciting show today, by the way. There are a lot of things that are too expensive, like the shoes. 49 bucks for shoes, that's too expensive. You can spend $22 for shoes and have a really, really good pair of shoes. I'm going to do that. I'm going to turn that light down so I can move a little forward. I feel I'm too far from the microphone. $49 for shoes. The answer is no. You can get hiking shoes, walking shoes, running shoes, it says memory fit shoes here, but you don't have to spend $49. They call this training shoe. You can get all sorts of training, fitness, workout shoes, exercise shoes, whatever you want to call them. This looks like a hiking shoe. So what's the difference between this and a hiking shoe? It looks a lot like a hiking shoe. So I don't get it. You get all these kinds of shoes that I just mentioned for $22 or less. It doesn't matter that it's another day. Oh, but it's 2024. You have to start raising your prices, Judge. You can't be so tough on these people. Yeah, yes you can. Yes, you can. $22 or less for this shoe, and that's it's not $22 or less. So you're paying for a lot of Skechers commercials, and they're not even fun. They're not entertaining. You don't care about commercials. All right, $15 for a sweatsuit. So it's meant to make you sweat. So if you call it a sweatshirt, it is a sweat top. If you want to call it sweatpants, it does make you sweat on the bottom. So has some sort of plasticky, rubbery, something sort of surface that keeps your moisture in and lets you sweat off those pounds, I guess. Is that healthy? Is that detoxing you? Is that the whole story? You know, I had a discussion with a really good friend yesterday, and there's so many things, whatever you want to validate, whatever idea you have in your head, you can find something online that pretends it's a scientific story that claims whatever you believe. So you can validate anything, like eating meat. You can validate why you should eat a lot of meat, a lot of beef, right? There's beef diets. I have a friend who does beef diets, like the butcher knows him. He eats a lot, like 3-4 helpings of beef. That's his meal, every meal. It's a healthy thing. He has a doctor who tells him it's really healthy to eat lots of meat. All right? So then you have these silly people who don't know that they're supposed to be eating meat as well as vegetables. And all they eat is vegetables, and they go online and they find some doctor to tell them they have to, some person who said they saw some research and they have to eat all vegetables. Don't spend your life worrying about that. Here you go. You're working out. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel strong, and it's a lot of aerobics and a lot of detox when you're sweating all that stuff out. That's a theory, I guess. $45 for this. What is it? It's a queen air bed. The answer is yes. You're okay with the price. The products, all these products are made very similarly. They do the same thing. They keep your butt off the ground. So go with the lowest price to keep your butt off the ground. It's straightforward. It's simple. You don't have to get all complicated about it. You're fine. All right. Let's see. Men's or women's hiking shoes. Let's see. Since I did that light, let me turn up the light up here on top of the hat. There you go. That brightens me up. I look better. $39 for the Parapaw. No, $22 or less. Hiking shoes. Sorry, $22 or less for hiking shoes. $29 is not it. Find your Denali or Nevados, all those other kinds of shoes that are $22 or less. They work just fine. $29 for a backpack. I don't know. Could you call this a tactical or military pack? It has that nice woodsy look. So I don't know. Is that safe? If you had something blaze orange, would that be better? That way people could find you when you fall down. You fall down and you need to have something really bright. Who are you camouflaging yourself from? The bear is going to see you better if you have blaze orange or that chartreuse greenish yellow thing. No, I don't know. What's the theory on this? Are you really fighting a war with this and you're really trying to hide and crawl through the low grass? I don't know. I don't know. What's your use case? Is it just to make it seem manly? That's cool. That's okay. But $29 is probably a good price for this. The problem is they still don't have the dimensions on it. Dang it. Maybe sometime this week I will actually give a call to this merchant and say, why don't you have, maybe I'll do it through their email system. I don't know. Why don't you have dimensions on the one-day deals? Just please simply answer that for me. $18 for the jacket. It's a soft shell jacket, so it's going to supposedly nylon on the outside, fleece on the inside. So there you go, $18, good price. So you see all these kind of jackets from where? Columbia, not the country, the brand, the company. All right, so they have all sorts of these kind of things for what, $35, higher than that. You don't need to buy those. You can buy these brands. Swiss Alps sounds pretty cool to me. Pretend it's a known brand and buy it for $18 if you need it. You probably have several of these, so you don't need any more. Your boy is growing, he needs it. All right, you're going to go for it, right? You have a good price, a good product. You're going to shop around just in case, but you're going to be good. You're good at that, 18 bucks. All right, I'm okay with that. If this was up around 25, I'd say no, I would let it get to be a lower price and then buy it. Only if you need it, right? The whole point of the show is you're going to retire early by not buying things. So don't buy things. Only if you need it. You have to talk yourself out of purchasing things. That's your job. That's your success. A success is talking yourself out of buying something. You ever consider it a success when you talk yourself into buying something? No, it usually ends in failure. The money's gone, you don't use the product, you have other ones you actually do like better the next day and you go buy that one. It's bad. Don't talk yourself into buying something. If you're caught into talking yourself into buying something, stop immediately and move on with your day. All right? Do something happy and move on with your day. How about next product? Let's do that. Play that.
You need to move on to the next product.
There, play it again.
You need to move on to the next product.
All right, $29 for a 25-degree sleeping bag. It's going to be a medium sleeping bag. It's not really going to be a 25-degree one. That means you're going to survive. That's it. You might survive the night, the coldest part of the night. You might survive it and live to see the morning. That's what that scale is. It's a survival thing. If you're talking about a comfort scale, who knows? They don't publish this comfort for each of these things. They'll publish the survival rating. All right? You want to be comfortable at night. So you might want to go for a 5-degree sleeping bag or a 15-degree. Think of it like a scale from 0 to 45. Instead of degrees, just a scale. No units on it. 0 to 45. If you see a 25, it's in the middle. It has medium padding, medium insulation, and you might want to wear plenty of clothes inside the sleeping bag if you're going to try to sleep in 25-degree weather for real. So it's just a scale. Your 0-degree, 5-degree ones are going to have the most padding. Use the zipper if it gets warmer. All right? If it gets up closer to 65 degrees out, or 55 to 60 degrees out, you'll use the zipper on the 5-degree sleeping bag and zip it down and let some heat out. You're going to use that to regulate your temperature. I like the price. $29's good. It's way less than $35. Anything less than $35 I start looking at. So $35 or less, this is $29. It's a medium weight. As long as you know what you're getting into, literally getting into, and you can use it a lot, you can justify it. You'll be just fine, I think, with the $29 medium weight sleeping bag. You're not really all that gung-ho. If you really were, you wouldn't be on this site looking for a sleeping bag. You'd be looking at a lot of sleeping bags online and then decide if you're really into it. Cold weather sleeping. $50, the answer is no. I think these are $35 or less all the time. Unless it's a new year, they're going to start pumping up the price. I don't know. Do they really talk enough about why this one is 50 instead of 35? This exact one. Where is it on the outside? Right here. You have a price. You're proud of the price. You put it right big and red, like this is going to get your attention. Then why? Why would I buy this product? Can I focus on the product now? Tell me, what makes this product so worth 50 bucks when we can get 4 people tents for $35 all the time? All right. So we'll talk about tents more this year. We talked about them a lot last year, about the sizes, right? How wide is your sleeping bag and how many people? If 4 people with 33-inch sleeping bags, 33 width sleeping bags, you add up 33 times 4, right? You do that and you figure out how wide your tent needs to be. I'll bet you this is not 4 person when you use that calculation that I just gave you. I don't care about these speakers anymore. I decided I might make a New Year's resolution about never talking about them again. Maybe that'll be the deal. All right? I'm not going to talk about these again. Listen to the shows from last year about Bluetooth speakers. I'm not going to. All right? These big plastic ones, these jugs, I just don't like them. I have one. I own one. I have the little tripod. I have the silly, stupid mic. I also have a lot of professional mics, so I don't need these at all. So whatever you're going to decide, whatever you're going to imagine how you're going to use this, how often are you going to use it? I have an expensive, whatever they call them, rock blocker type of thing, more professional type of DJ type of speaker. So I don't need a plastic one. And I don't think this $40 is worth what you're getting. So I told you I wasn't going to talk about it, and I insist I am not going to talk about it. 110 pounds of weights for 159 bucks. These bars, I don't know, how much are these usually? $40, $45 for these bars. They're about 25 to 26 pounds. And then you get the 110 pounds worth of weight on top of that. Still seems like it's not the best price you're going to see on this. So I would not necessarily buy it for that. Obviously, this is a very, very, very highly competitive market for all this exercise type of stuff. So you're going to shop around, see what you can get for what prices that might meet how you're really going to use it, and then be super honest with yourself if you're going to use it at all. $15 for gloves. These wrap around your wrists like 1.5 times. So you might want to think about that. Maybe it's more than 1.5 times. If you're going to try to use these for kayaking, you don't want all that on your wrist. So there are other fingerless gloves for kayaking. This doesn't say it's for kayaking. It doesn't say what it's for. It just says wrist wrap gloves. So it's not just weightlifting. What else are you going to use it for? Raking the leaves, digging a hole with a shovel, using a manual pole hole digger. What are you going to use fingerless gloves for? Maybe you have some outdoor activity, some active activity where it's good to have that protection on the palms, but you still need your fingers, all right? So good for you. You're going to find out how you're going to use this, and then you're going to see if you can get them for $10, $12, $13. You may not have to spend $15, all right? Look around on those. I think we've seen some for even $10 that might work for you. Not necessarily the full wrap. You don't want the full wrap for all these other activities. You're not worried about getting strength in your wrist. You just want that protection on the palm of your hands. There you go. $11 for a t-shirt. I know it says Wolverine. Supposedly this is a nice heavy, let's see what happens here. Is this going to be a heavy cotton? What is this? No, 60% cotton, 40% polyester. They're going to call it jersey. So perhaps it's a little bit thicker than the super thin stuff, but you don't know. You're looking at it online. You have no idea whether that's going to be a good purchase for a good underlayer t-shirt. You can have all the different colors you want. It's going to be an underlayer t-shirt. So there you go. 11 bucks I think is too expensive. Get stuff that's like $5 to $7 for t-shirts, and then make sure it's a good product. I just don't want to pay upwards of $11 for a single t-shirt. The answer is no. Okay, soccer ball, too expensive as well. This is a good day to save money because you're not going to spend money today, right? I'm not spending money today. You're not spending money today. Look at this, $16 for a soccer ball. You can get soccer balls, good ones, for $10, $11, right? those prices, 10 and 11 bucks. You don't need this. At least it's size 5, so that's good. You can get it in size 5. That's the official one. You're good to go on that, on the size, but not the price. I don't mind the product. I mean, what am I going to say about the product? I'm not going to knock that down. What's wrong with it? I don't think anything wrong with it. The price is what I don't like on that. So you're going to save a lots of money in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and maybe your 50s if you work, 40 years. But you're going to save a lot of money off to the side because you're not going to buy a lot of silly things. You know, that money that's not your retirement money that you spend on stupid things for like decades? Don't spend on stupid things for those decades. Save tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then retire earlier than you thought you could, right? You can't start in your 40s and think you're going to retire in your mid to late 50s. You start in your 20s. So your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and part of your 50s, you're saving tons of money by not buying things, by still being happy, by still having a blessed day, by still loving people and being loved. All right? There is no problem having a great life. This is your life, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, up until your 50s, where you have the best time of your life, when you have your own money to spend. Your second childhood is in your mid to late 50s. If you stretch it to 60, okay. You'll have a short childhood from 60 to 63. But you can have a longer childhood in your mid to late 50s if you save by not spending money on things you don't need. This is a rocking chair. You don't need a chair with pistons on it that allow you to rock back and forwards a little bit, right? You don't need this, so don't spend $65 for it. Keep that money in the bank. Don't spend it on something else. Don't spend it on a Hawaii trip, all right? Put this in those bank accounts that you're not going to touch until you're into your mid to late 50s. That's the accounts you're building up. So there you go, 65 bucks. Think of all the people say, well, I have a retirement, I have a pension, I have a 401k. The money goes into it before I ever see it. Now, that's your retirement money. What are you going to do before you retire? I'm going to work. Well, when are you going to retire? When Social Security kicks in. Why would you wait till the government says you can retire? Why don't you retire earlier with another account off to the side that just has all this money that you could have spent on stupid things? And instead, you're going to retire in your mid to late 50s. So this is a folding chair. All it does is keep your butt off the ground. That's the use. You're not trying to rock yourself to sleep. You have no overriding, important, overwhelming desire to rock yourself to sleep. Not even a desire, all right? It's not even a want. This thing is not a need. It's not a want. It's a nothing. It keeps your butt off the ground just like a $12 to $14 folding chair would do. So you have that folding chair, you fold it up, you put it in your vehicle, and you take it out, unfold it, set it up, and your butt sits on it. It keeps you off the ground. If you didn't want to be off the ground, if you didn't mind being on the ground, you wouldn't even take a chair with you. You go to the park, you go to the beach, you go to a pebble beach, a sandy beach, whatever. You go into your back patio. You just want your butt off the ground. So there you go. Anything will do. And so you don't need to spend $65 for it. $25 for snow boots. That's cool. I don't know which one of these are men's. Oh, the one back here. This one, the duck boot looking one. This one here. There you go. That's the men's. And then what is this? Is this the winter woman boot? Good for you, woman. $25 for this. It's a flannel shirt with Sherpa on the inside. I'm sure it's wonderful. I have several. They're too warm for in the house. And then when I leave the house, I don't know. I have so many jackets. I don't throw them on. I should probably wear these more often. All right. If you have 10 or 11 or 12 of these types of things, this category, like it's pretty darn warm, but it's not quite a coat. You have too many. I can tell you, I have way too many of these types of things that work for this. I use very, very few. You grab one jacket and you go. You come home, you put that jacket on that hook. When you leave, you go past that hook, grab that jacket, and you go. So if you have 12 of these, it's because you have too many. Don't spend your money on a lot of these. If you want to buy a fresh one after you retire, go for it. But until then, you save all this money in an account and you'll retire in your mid to late 50s. Shoes are $22 or less. We already talked about that way up here. We saw shoes up here that were over $22. We saw these shoes that are over $22. So Skechers and Bear Paw and these people, who are they? New Balance are trying to sell you shoes that are too expensive. All right, $22 or less and you're good. $39 for boxing gloves. Not going to talk boxing gloves today. We'll talk it some other day. We'll talk about my good friend, female boxer, Alicia Doyle. All right, $9 here for the trimmer. Looks like there's a razor down here and a trim thing up here. All we deal is we're going to look at the pictures. We're going to look at the price. And we're going to talk about if we're really going to use it. I'm thinking you're fine buying this set for $9 and you'll never have to buy another one again. The mistake in life that people make is they buy another razor when they already have a good razor. They want to change. They're bored. They're bored with their old razor. So they spend money on a new one, like, wow, a new fresh one, new packaging, everything. And it works just like their old one. Now they have their old one and their new one, and you didn't need to do that. What is this? Looks like this is a nose thing down here. A nose one there, and then this one for the face, and this one for your sideburns, or maybe your neck. There you go. You have 9 things, or 7 in 1, I guess they call it, for $9. Back in the old days, you had to go to the pet aisle to find a really good price because the clippers weren't different between the humans and the pets. You could say a Fido hair trimmer and use it in your bathroom and no one will see that you have a Fido hair clipper. As long as the price is less, you're good to go. Go to the human aisle, go to the pet aisle, and see which one is the cheapest one, and then buy that. I've had miniature schnauzers, I've had Vizslas. I have never looked for nose hair, like in the nose hair in my dogs. Or my cats. I mean, who wants to look at a cat's? No, a cat's not going to let you look at their nose. No, that's not going to happen. You put a dog might, but yeah, it's just a human thing, I guess. $17 for skate shoes, great price, $22 or less. For skate shoes, I could have a different threshold, but I just keep it simple. $22 or less for shoes. And these are always, for me, $22 or less. So they're like, blow it away, 17 bucks. Sometimes you see them for 16. If you go into the stores, especially this store, you know you have that wall and you have those little shelves and they put one shoe on each shelf and you look at all the shoes and you look at all the prices. You can see that the shoes that are $17 are really nice shoes. They're not made, inferior. They're not inferiorly made. They're decent quality. They're good quality. I don't see any difference in buying these shoes versus the expensive shoes. All right. So I've done it. I don't know. Will I do it again this year? Probably. But should I have to? Probably not. I don't think manufacturing is going to change this year. Like 2024, all of a sudden shoes will be made differently. You're going to have to re-educate yourself. I don't think so. All right. $17, excellent price for some flat shoes. Beanbag toss. That might be another ban. For 2024, I might ban talking about beanbags and beanbag boards. I'm tired of talking about them. And the Coleman lantern. So those are 3 items I don't think I want to talk about again. So 2024 New Year's resolution, not going to talk about the Coleman lantern, not beanbag stuff, and definitely not these speakers, these plastic speakers. Not going to talk about them anymore. You can look at all our shows in 2023 and see how I feel about those. $8 for 8 pair of socks. Per pack is $8, and it's an 8-pack. I'm good with that. So check it out. It's not going to be your super thick thermal socks, but they're probably a good thick sock that'll cushion you when you're doing some sort of work. When you're doing some sort of exercise, it'll probably be good. So I purchased, what was it, in 2022, I purchased 12 pairs of socks, thick socks, for $24. And I've only used 3 pairs of socks out of those 12 pairs. So that's what you can do, folks. You
I
can
don't
save
know,
money. Buy these
and neither do
multi-packs.
you.
The packs are gonna
It's
be
all
fine.
a gray area.
I know. I hit that button.
I don't know, and neither do you.
All
It's
right.
all a gray
Yeah,
area.
it's all a gray area. But BB gun, the Glock G19 BB gun, Gen 3, whatever. So hopefully it works for you. It's less than $100. That's a pretty good price. So that's pretty good. I think I have the G17, which is usually about $15 or so higher than the G17 or A19. And also in this price range, you'll look for the Sig Sauer BB guns. And they have a Beretta one in that price range too. $10 for a knife, $7 to $12 for knives. That's all you need to pay. It looks like it'll cut stuff. It looks like it'll be fine. I don't think you need real expensive knives. It might be a nice novelty thing for you. Yeah, if you're in Alaska and you're going to cut trees down with a knife, then I suppose you want a really good sturdy knife. I think these knives are sturdy, they're fine, and they're $7 to $12. That's my range. That doesn't change. In 2024, we're not changing the ranges of our prices. It's not a magic calendar thing where all of a sudden the prices will be so high you have to redo your thinking, your evaluation of products, price, and whether you're going to use it. No. All the same rules change. Today is just another day. Don't say, it's a new year. I expect to pay more. I guess I will. No, you're going to shop around. You're going to be stubborn about making sure you get a good price for products that you actually need. Let's move on with our day. The next thing I'm going to do is a show for headlines. And to believe me, it's going to be painful. There's nothing to talk about in the news today. So when I'm done with this show, I will go ahead and shut it down, and then we'll bring up another live stream. In about 10 to 15 minutes, I will start that live stream. It's on Intelligent Talk channel, and that channel is, you're going to have to type it in, all right? Rumble isn't really good. If you type in Judge Wyld, you're not going to get all my channels. You'll see probably the Intelligent Talk one, but you're not going to see all of the channels. So I think they need to fix that. When you have a single content creator and they create different types of content in different channels, it'd be nice if they could look up your name, and find all of your channels listed. That can't be that hard, all right? And then have the content creator be able to opt in or opt out of that way. Have them be able to set up which of their channels show up when somebody types in their name. All right, life is good. I know I didn't offend you. Everything I said was pretty reasonable and straightforward, so I don't think I offended anyone today. Have a good day. Tomorrow your coworkers are looking forward to seeing you. Be happy, be smiling tomorrow. If I don't hear from you between now and tomorrow, remember, smile for your coworkers tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to The Judge Wyld Show. Say goodbye now.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
You, my coworkers, are so beautiful and incredibly intelligent. I'm so glad to be here. We will have a great day.
I love you. Bye.
I love you all. Bye.